Hi everyone, I'm Boyoung Kim from Virginia. In today's video, I will explain the concept of serverless in 10 minutes, especially focusing on Knative. Have you ever heard of Knative? It is an open source enterprise level solution to build serverless and event-driven architecture. Let's get started with the word serverless. What is serverless? Does it mean there is no server at all in backend? Is it even possible to implement a system like that? Serverless is a cloud computing execution model in which a provider lets you its capacity for runtime and allocates machine resources on demand. That's why users don't need to worry about managing server side. It is also a cloud-native paradigm that encourages a depth of approach to deployment and development. Developers write code for a serverless environment without needing to concern themselves with the details of servers, virtual machines, containers, or other infrastructure particulars. All of that is handled automatically via backend services with the underlying infrastructure complexity abstracted away. Let's move on to the example. I am a developer and my due date to implement a new website is coming, and sadly, there's lack of manpower. Maybe at the first I could think I don't need to worry at all because I am really good at coding. Also, I can use the public cloud vendors to manage resources to run the applications. Unlike past days, there is no need to buy, install, and manage a server. Just pay Microsoft, Amazon, and Google to use the great servers they provide. So I will be fine. Finally, I'm done with coding. Now I want to deploy this application to public. Actually, there are lots of things that I didn't expect to happen. The physical part of the server is directly managed by public cloud vendors, but I have to manage the software part of the server directly. I need to consider Kubernetes resources and how to manage this effectively. Also, need to think about auto scaling. Moreover, updating the operating system installed on the server, backing up data are more challenging than you think. Now I'm crying. I have so many things to do, and how can I get help? Well, we can use serverless to overcome the situation. You don't need to worry about these things when you use serverless. Serverless eliminates the user considerations regarding infrastructure. There's no provisioning, no patching, capacity planning, scaling. All that's required is the code or service written in the form of a function. Resources are only consumed when function is in use. And it can be used to connect managed service together. Since serverless functions are stateless, all state and configuration information is kept in backend services, including databases, message queues, authentication providers, or routing services such as an API gateway. In a serverless architecture, these services are all managed. Just as developers don't have to think about the infrastructure required to run their code. They don't need to worry about related service either. That's how serverless enables developers to focus on the application and business logic, since it takes care of everything else. In Knative documentation, you can find advantages of serverless. Simpler abstractions. You can simplify your YAML with custom CRDs. Auto-scaling. Scale to zero is a key serverless concept, allowing compute resources to be consumed only when they are in use. A serverless runtime will automatically scale out a function to handle increased load. The runtime will also scale to zero when the function isn't in use. When the next request comes in, then the runtime is ready to spin back up. Progressive rollouts. You can choose your rollout strategy depending on your needs. Event integration and handle events. Knative uses event-driven architecture. As the name implies, code in an event-driven architecture runs in response to events. Well, an event might be the receipt of a message or completed by upload or the insertion of record in a database. Serverless functions are usually purpose-built to work with events and data streams. That makes them a perfect fit for event-driven. Pluggable, it is Kubernetes' native way to be integrated and extended. Depending on what you want to optimize, serverless can help your business in many ways. Perhaps you want to reduce your overall compute costs or achieve a faster time to market. Serverless offers a number of benefits for optimizing software development and maintainability. You can set up serverless framework in the public cloud using AWS Lambda, Azure Functions, or Google Cloud Functions, but it can cause vendor login. If you worry about this, Knative can be a great alternative. You can get the benefits of serverless while addressing concerns about lack of control and vendor lock-in. Especially if you are using Kubernetes, Knative will be more effective. No tool is right for every job. It is important to think about when serverless may not be the best choice in some cases. First, response latency. It may not deliver the same performance every time a function is invoked, especially after a cold start. This is because it takes time to wake up the function again when a request comes in. Also, sometimes it'll be hard to implement. Problems related to versioning, packaging, migration can happen more frequently when using serverless. Third, security. When using public cloud to implement serverless, providers may not be able to fully validate security, which can be a problem, especially for applications that handle sensitive data. Despite these shortcomings, there are many advantages that offset them, and that's why people love to use serverless and Knative. Knative has a rich community with many vendors participating, and many of those vendors like VMware, Google, IBM, Red Hat offer commercial Knative products. Then it is end of my video. If you like this, like and subscribe to my channel, please, and press the bell icon if you don't want to miss new video. Thank you.